Hi dear students, welcome to the e-learning class. Myself Santosh VJ. Today I am going to teach you a first module of additive manufacturing for 8th semester students. Let us start with module 1. Introduction of module 1. The module 1, which includes introduction to the additive manufacturing process chain, classification of additive manufacturing processes, post-processing of additive manufacturing parts, along with guidance for the process selection and additive manufacturing applications. Let us start with definition of additive manufacturing process. It is a layer-based automated fabrication process for making the three-dimensional object directly from 3D CAD data without using a part depending tools. It was originally also called as a 3D printing. If you look back to the background of the 3D printing, which means the three-dimensional objects printing from the CAD models, usually by successively adding the material layer by layer, which is also known as a additive manufacturing process. In other words, the 3D printing technology were considered suitable only for the production of fundamental prototype. This is the reason the appropriate term is also called as a prototype manufacturing. In 1970s, David E. H. John laid out the concept of 3D printing. Later, 1984, Charles Hull filed his own patent for the stereolithography fabrication system, in which layer by layer materials are added by producing the 3D components. Next, move on to the next slide. As you seen in the figure, this is the difference between the additive manufacturing process and the CNC machining. As we can see seen on the slide, figure A, which indicates CNC part processing, whereas B indicates additive manufacturing process. In the CNC part processing, which shown in the figure A, the raw material is taken from the form of structural form like billets, sheets and rods, which are then fed into the CNC machine. Now the CNC machine is performed by removing the unwanted raw materials, and it gives the final finished object, means 3D object. Where in the B shows the additive manufacturing process, in which the raw materials are in the form of powders. Here the raw materials in the form of the powder materials, which are then fed into the additive manufacturing process layer by layer, and which are then fused by the laser beam till the 3D object is produced or formed. The output of the unwanted raw material is very less in additive manufacturing process compared to as that of CNC manufacturing process. I hope you understand the concept of this slide. Next, move on to the next slide. As we can see, the next slide is the concept of how the additive manufacturing is functioned, which involves the functioning principle. And as we can see on the slide, there are 5 figures are there. First figure from the right shows that 3D CAD models, which can be created by using the convenient software like CAD, Solid Edge, SolidWorks, CATIA, and so on. Based on the design requirements, the convenient software is used to create the 3D models. These 3D models are stored into the computer. Meanwhile, all the AM process files are also available in the same computer. Now these 3D models are converted into STL file, as we can see on the second image. These STL files are also saved into the same computer in the AM files. These STL files gives the geometrical information of 3D models, which is known as a simulation and which is known as a design modeling and simulation. If the 3D models is simulated with STL file, then the chosen STL file is correct. Then it is transferred into the AM process. as we can see on the third image, is called as sliced layer and tool path. Once the slice layer and tool path once the slice layer and tool path are decided, machine and material setup are done, as shown in the figure fourth. In this figure, which is also called as a material processing and layering, the last figure shows that finished product of 3D object by additive manufacturing. Now we will move on to the points below the figures. Those are explaining the how the additive manufacturing is works with the functional working principle of additive manufacturing. The first point is says that the system starts by applying a thin layer of the powder material into the building platform. Second point is says that the powerful laser beam then fuse the powders at exactly the point defined by the computer generated component design data. The third point is says that the platform is then lowered and the other layer of the powder is applied. The last one is that once again the material is fused so as to bond with the layer below at the predefined points. Thank you one and all. Now I will stop. We will meet into the next class or next session.